Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we are ditching nostalgia and taking a look at the 10 biggest improvements in the Resident Evil 4 remake. For this list, we'll be comparing the remake with the original and picking out our favorite improvements the 2023 version made on the 2005 GameCube release. If you're loving Resi 4, make sure to let us know in the comments below, because so are we. Before we continue, we publish content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos. Almost no QTEs. We say almost because it would be a lie to say there is no QuickTime events at all in this remake. QuickTime events are common in modern video games. Tap square to throw an enemy off you, hold triangle to unlock a door. What is less common and a little hated, especially in the original RE4, is QuickTime events during cutscenes. Nothing is more annoying than sitting back to digest some story only to have the screen flash, press triangle L2 and hold your left toe to dodge this flying sword. A failed QTE in a cutscene usually means having to re-watch a cutscene. Luckily for us, it looks as though the RE4 remake has said no thanks and scrapped them throughout cutscenes. Customizable attaché case.
Is that all?
One of the finer elements of Resident Evil 4, especially for those with OCD tendencies, was managing the Tetris-like attaché case and trying to fit everything inside in a way that was visually pleasing, space-saving, or a combination of the two. The RE4 remake has held onto the attaché case so fans of the inventory management style can still enjoy that extra bit of fun, but they've also added more customization and case options. More cases are added for use, ranging in size, with added benefits like increased handgun ammo drops or just resource drops in general. This will add a layer of thought to your playthrough, with players sometimes having to forego inventory space for worthwhile passive benefits. They've also added attachable charms. The player can attach up to 3 to their case, which also have additional bonuses such as 100% health recovery when Leon eats an egg. Yum.
Over here, stranger.
Revamped gore. Alright, let's get into the good stuff. Game visuals have come a long way in the last 18 years, and we were so excited to see what the RE4 remake would do with the more bloody elements of the game, especially considering how ramped up it's been in the previous remakes and later entries in the mainline series. In the RE4 remake, Leon can now split enemies in 2 with well-placed shotgun shots, as well as sever their limbs if the player's aim is up to snuff. General gory improvements have been made, including watching one of your cop buddies be burned alive instead of finding him later. Maybe come into this game with an empty stomach, just in case. Enhanced crafting. We've already seen just how far the previous entries and remakes have taken crafting in Resident Evil. With the RE4 remake, we can see an entirely overhauled crafting system, which is wonderful news to those players who enjoy a little bit more variety to their linear games. When selecting an item, the player can see a recipe book of things that are craftable with that item, including the missing ingredients needed to make that particular recipe happen. They've also added craftable ammo and ammo types into the mix, so don't expect to just be finding your ammo in chests. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty, stranger. More Luis.
Quiet type, eh? I'm Luis Serra. Guess you, me, picked the wrongest spot to vacation, eh?
Is there anyone sexier than Luis? I'll wait. From the trailer footage for the later events of the remake, we've seen that fan favorite Luis has a far more significant role in the RE4 remake than he did in the original. We see that Luis joins us for some smaller gameplay sections and may actually offer a helping hand. Unfortunately, the more time we spend with him, the more upset we'll be if the remake decides to follow the plot of the original. Uh-oh. Knife. The trusty knife was a tool of great power in the original RE4. Shoot an enemy in the head, kick them to the ground, pull out the knife, and give them 2 good swipes. The knife was your best friend. As well as some slick new knife kill animations when an enemy gets a hold of you, it also appears like the knife is no longer an indestructible weapon. The knife can now break, which limits the amount of times the players will want to use it, as they may have to wait till the next merchant before they can get their hands on another one. This adds a new level of tension and choice to each player's experience. Treat your knives well, kids.
Damn it.
Ashley Overhaul.
So, you do a lot of missions like this?
Well, yeah, but I'm not used to having such good company.
The Ashley AI has become something of a gaming legend since her original debut in 2005. Often frustrating to manage and just generally annoying to work with, the Resident Evil 4 remake has remembered this and made some notable changes. Most prominently is her lack of a health bar, opting instead for her to be downed if she's hit enough times in succession. They've also taken some of the mind-numbing qualities out of protecting her by allowing players to better guide her and even ask her to just stay behind Leon. Saving her from an Ashley thieving Ganado requires a simple knife to the neck, and we may even see some more fun gameplay when she takes the wheel herself. Side quests.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place?
This is bound to be loads of fun. The game has added blue flyers in and around the linear paths of the game, offering the player a chance to sneak off for some added fun and possible rewards. The tasks in these side quests range from puzzles all the way to very specific tasks like delivering goods or shooting medallions. From what we've seen so far, these quests will give players who want a little more juice from their RE4 experience the chance to squeeze some. And when it comes to time in RE4, we say the more the merrier. More dynamic gameplay. Headshot an enemy into a group, kick the enemy and hope to knock down as many as possible, whip out the knife and drop a few. The horror action gameplay for the original RE4 was a thing of legend, but once you'd wrapped your head around their tricks and styles, most run-ins became a rinse and repeat of the same few things. The RE4 remake has really improved things by offering the player more dynamic gameplay and variety. The biggest gameplay change from the original comes in the form of moving and shooting. Praise the Lord! With the ability to move around while you're aiming your gun, the game should feel less arcadey and more like a tense horror shooter. The player can parry oncoming attacks with their knife, and possibly most interesting of all, be a little bit stealthy. With both silent takedowns and a new crouch feature, the player should have the opportunity to drop a few enemies around the map before they get into an engagement. The way the combat and enemy scenarios feel in the hands of the players in this remake is probably the most different thing we will feel from the original, and it's 100% welcomed. The game is scarier. Fans of Resident Evil's more spooky elements back in 2005 would have noticed what Resident Evil 4 did so well for action, they kind of lost for horror. Although the game had some scary moments for sure, the pure horror that made the first 3 games so scary was somewhat shelved in place of better combat and a more fun action experience. This change in style remained until Resident Evil 7, where Capcom returned to their roots, and by Resident Evil Village, they'd perfected the recipe on action horror. With improved art design and atmosphere, the Resident Evil 4 remake is going to be way scarier. With darker sections relying on Leon's flashlight, as well as simple mood changes for the outdoor moments, our skin was crawling from the demo alone. Hold on to your hats, people, because this ain't your mama's Resident Evil 4. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from MojoPlays and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos.